My name is Deborah Broderson. I live with my husband,
Yuri Huta.
We live in Northwest DC with our chicken and our dog and our daughter. We are urban gardeners or maybe urban homesteaders. DC strikes me just physically as surprisingly green, although our house is not historic. The street is actually historic. It's nice to have an old house that has seen people come and go. It already knows how to be a house. Our yard knows how to be a yard.
I think we were part of the first group that got permitted chickens in DC. We'll let it slip about the chicken. They're like, oh, you're the chicken people. You're the chicken house.
There are a lot of people who know Thelma but have a different name for her, so she has many names.
During the pandemic, some parents would come and say, oh, thank God you have Thelma. It's the only thing I can get my kid to get out of the house is if we promise to go visit Thelma and you can say hi to her. And even with some of the high school kids who come by and are at first apprehensive, but then those apprehensions kind of melt away as they start feeding her and she's interacting with them.
People bring her all kinds of offerings. There was a couple that brought some cooked rice that they had blessed at their temple, just as a way of sort of showing respect for her, thanking her for being around.
Kind of a neat experience to bring a little of the country into the city. I had not anticipated that. She's got a bit of a following, which is really sweet. I think it's definitely kind of broken down those barriers, especially during the pandemic. Everybody's cooped up. I know.
What's nice about eggs from your home chicken is that you don't need to keep them in the refrigerator because they're naturally coated with something that seals the egg. And so we just keep them on the counter and they'll last for months. And then I think we both like contributing to, in a very small way, to the ecosystem, growing things that help pollinators and other fauna. And we try to grow things that are as self-sufficient as possible. And we like to grow things that reseed or harvest our own seeds and then sow them again the next year. You know, when you go into a grocery store, there's so much food there that is pretty far removed from how it started out. And I think it's a helpful reminder to see what food looks like when it just comes from the ground before it becomes some kind of processed food. I think eating, or at least being reminded of what fruits and vegetables look like in their native state is a healthy thing. We have a daughter who's a sophomore in high school, and we hope that even if she's not actively participating, she's seeing this and that it's something that will pass down to her too. She can kind of see where food comes from and what it takes to grow it.
Yeah, it's incredibly satisfying seeing her come and just eat off the vine, the cherry tomatoes, or these really delicious little things called cucamelons.
Something that has been feeding us for months now. But it's really amazing to me that I can be out in the garden and communicate with Thelma. You know, I can put down compost and she knows what to do with it. And that's kind of great that we have an understanding. She knows who we are and what we have to offer her. And we thought about getting a second chicken because chickens are very social. But frankly, Thelma seemed really happy. And we think that she has a kind of flock through all the people that come visit her, because people come see her every day, so she's getting constant social stimulation. So until she seems unhappy, we'll just let her be a solo chicken.